Yes,
I'm
we
gonna
are
check
live
the.
now. So let me pull up that championship. And I'm going to put on my headset. Hold up.
I'll go and link the live stream. So
Okay, let's, we need to talk about the race real quick. And then I need to check the audio level, so I'm going to do that real quick. You can still hear me, right?
yeah, I can still hear you.
So talk to me about what you're seeing as the cars get out for qualifying.
It looks like Tall Paul was the first one to leave, I believe. No, that actually might be Rusty Oil Can. A lot of people decided to get their first runs out of the way really quickly.
Yeah, they're getting out there really, really quick, huh? Really, really quick.
Into somebody else during their run. I gotta get the track map up. Track map.
Who's the first one that you see out there?
Okay, it's Monkey Pill. Yeah, I just pulled up the map. And the run.
Alright, so let's go. Let's go
It
to
goes around Sandoval now.
Yeah, so Monkey Pill's on a hot one, huh?
Yep. He's going through the casino section. We already have a yellow flag. It looks like the Mercedes either spun or is going slowly over towards Raskas. Monkey Pill now going through Mirabeau. Probably the slowest corner in the F1 calendar.
Very tough corner.
And invalidates and spins. That's... We're probably going to see a lot of that. Daily Dose of Death, I believe, is also on a flyer.
Yeah, so let's... It's unfortunate for Monkey Pill. We were just talking about Monkey Pill. Monkey Pill, who is... who's he at this season? Second in the championship, actually.
Three podiums on the season, but still has yet to get his first win.
Yeah, with a 13-point deficit to Grumpy Old Catman. So we'll see what he can do today, but I think he's going to be really strong here today if he can avoid doing that in the race, of course.
Yeah. And we see Daily Dose of Death, the first one to complete a validated flying lap with a 113.6.
So Daily Dose of Death, yeah, provisional pole so far. So it looks like there's a Williams. Who is that? I believe that's
Man.
Yeah, well, it's Nico John in the final sector going into Raskas now.
Oh, Nico's out there.
So it looks like Daily Dose of Death so far is still the best of the whole group so far. As Orioles puts in a 112.6, so he snatches provisional pole.
Well, second faster than his teammate.
Yeah, well, the both racing points are looking really good here today.
Grumpy puts it in P2 with a 112.7.
Yeah, not much between Orioles and Grumpy here. So this is going to be really exciting to watch.
Him and Soup letting Hot Boys 67 by, but he was also on a warm-up. Or cooldown.
You said Hot Boy 67? I was like, who is that?
Yeah. I think he's a reserve.
Yeah. That's cool. It's always exciting to see new reserves getting all up in the mix. Good to see.
Tactile finishes going around low Raskas, and I believe that is his flying lap. It says a 115.3. Took that very cautiously.
And Nico John just behind him with the 113. So Everyone's starting to put the laps in. Now, here's what's interesting. Cheesehead's put in his time on the medium tire. Vapor put in that time on the medium tire. Tall Paul is getting out there on the medium tire. What strategy do you think they're going for here?
I mean, they're probably... I believe it one stop, but I think you can go soft to hard on Monaco. It's not really a tired, wear heavy track like, say, Spain or... God, I'm trying to think about it. Or China. Maybe they're counting on a safety car? I really don't know, but we do see a couple of them on mediums right now. I don't know if Cheesehead is contemplating going into softs and trying to get pole position, or if he's comfortable where he is right now.
I think he's in a good spot with those mediums, so we'll see. I don't. It's a good question if his track position is so important here. Let's see who's in the chat so far. Let's take a look. We've got JC in the chat. How's it going, Terrible? What's up, JC? Steinmine in the chat. What's up, Steinmine? Adri's in the chat. Yo. What up, Adri? Young Tupac. Joe G in the chat. What's up, Joe? Joe said, "Are we ready to laugh?"
Definitely.
I think this is gonna be an incident-free race. I think it's gonna be a really exciting race. We'll see how it goes. Will Ands is in the chat. Hi, Terrible. Hello, hey tight. You see, that's why I say yo, hey tight. Hello, hey tight versus yo, hey tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Terrible, ¿cómo estás, amigo? ¿Cómo estás, Will? Ojalá que estés bien. Adri, Young Tupac. Yep, that's you, buddy. So I've been on board with Tall Paul, but he's invalidated his lap.
We got broken controller setting the fastest sector one time.
Let's go on board with him. It seems like he's going really fast. Let's see, broken controller.
Going through the tunnel section right now.
Yep, I'm on board. We're on board with them. Oh, we got the camera on him. He's flying down that tunnel. That Haas looking really good. And speaking of Haas third in the Constructors' Championship at the moment.
Ooh,
leading.
He invalidates it.
He did invalidate. That's unfortunate. I don't really even think he gained any time, really, but man, he's going back into the pits, so he's not happy.
I think that was more of a cautious invalidation because that is one of the most trickiest parts of the circuit because you're just going to go flat out, but you're going to try to touch the curbs as much as possible.
Right.
And I think he felt that he was probably either losing the car or he was about to hit the wall. Tried correcting it and ended up invalidating.
And he is on controller, so that's one of those things that is a lot more difficult on the controller. But watch out for broken controller here in this next run because I think he can put himself in a really good spot in the race, potentially top 5 starting spot. We'll see, but he is quick. So Monkey Pill
going for his second flying lap.
Yeah, I'm on board with Monkey Pill as well. I think he's going for his second flying lap. He could only manage 12th at the moment, though. So does he have the pace to fight with Grumpy, with Oriole, the Cheeseheads today? We're gonna see.
Took that chicane beautifully, I must say.
Oh, and Monkey Pill taps the wall. Yeah.
We lost a little bit of time, but considering where he is right now, he's probably just going to finish this lap.
I think so. He didn't get invalidated for it, so that's good. And he aborted, so he was probably down on time anyway. So let's see who is coming up. It looks like we have an AlphaTauri of Tall Fall, but he's invalid. Oh well, I think this is his out lap.
Yeah. He switched to softs now. I don't think he has that much confidence in the medium strategy.
Well, here's the thing. It's going to be a one-stop anyway. So, personally, I don't necessarily see what the advantage is of starting on the mediums unless you just wanted to bide your time and stay with the front runners and then pit and then get on the faster tire. And Goey Logan just puts in a 112.2, so he's on provisional pole by almost 4/10. It's a really, really good lap from Goey.
I think that might be Egan.
It's not Logan?
I don't know. Like, that could be a capital I.
I thought it was like a play on words, like we're going Logan. Logging is a thing, right? Don't they do that in the Midwest and stuff?
Cheeseheads puts it on pole with 112.0.
Wow. So great lap from Cheeseheads. Missing all
I
these
think we
laps.
might see some 111.9s and 111.8 says the session reaches its halfway point.
Orioles is about to finish his second hot lap. Where does he put this? 112.1, just behind Cheeseheads.
Really close battle up the front.
Really, really close. But it looks like everyone's aboard of that medium tire strategy.
Yeah, I think that was either testing the waters, seeing how the mediums would just be on pace at Monaco, but I think they all scrapped that trying to get track position.
You know, I'm also realizing that some people will do an initial run on the mediums, not necessarily to place themselves onto the grid with the mediums, but just to put rubber down on the track. The more rubber down, you know, the faster it's going to go. But then that also makes everyone else faster as well, so I'm not sure if I'm such a big proponent of that personally.
Broken going through the pool section, try not to invalidate like last time.
Let's go on board with Broken.
He rounds Lorascast right now going through the Anthony nose corner, but I think he...
Oh,
he hits the wall.
He taps the wall, but he's still going. It's good enough for 10. He's good enough for 10, and he lost at least a few tenths, so he knows he can do better than that. So it's not a bad spot.
It's better than having no time.
Yeah, and then he gets bumped down by Tack. So well done to Tack.
Halfway 67, still have yet to set a time, and is currently on a flying lap going through Sector 1, approaching Mirabeau.
So I'm going to go on board with Grumpy. Let's see what he can do from his position. He's starting his hot lap. He's in 4th at the moment. And Steinmine saying that last season's Monaco Tier 2 race was pretty exciting. I agree, Steinmine. I think we're going to have a really, really good race on our hands here today.
Grumpy sets the fastest Sector 1 time in the session so far. Taps the wall, but I don't think he lost too much time with that.
His wing is still intact, it looks like, so he should be good.
I think that contact is a bit more tired than wing. You know, a little bit one of those odd bumps.
Yeah, sidewall. It happens. Let's see what he can do. He's flying through the tunnel. This chicane is so tricky. Navigated well by Grumpy, though.
Or to go fast, you gotta go aggressively to the left, but you gotta remember that wall on the outside of the tunnel can just spin you right around.
It really can. And the way the tunnel, it spits you out to the left there towards the wall, it's really tricky. He has tapped the wall a couple times, though, and I wonder what he does. He does end finishing the lap. He has time to finish this lap, get into the pits, and get out for another run.
Still sets a
and he still sets a pole. Wow. So
imagine what that lap could have been without the contact. He probably lost about a tenth or two.
Probably more than that because he tapped the wall twice. I would say he'd probably be around the 111.5 or 6s. So let's go on board with Cheeseheads. Let's see what he can do.
Invalidate his out lap, but that's not really going to matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's see what he can do. This is the fight for pole. What is the response from Cheeseheads after he's been pipped?
I wonder what Orioles is planning. Still in the pits.
Well, he's probably waiting to the last moment. That you know, that's when the track will be the most rubbered up.
Yep. She says going around Mirabeau.
Will said that he knew Grump got this. Grumpy, your biggest fan, is cheering you on. Steinmine saying great lap, I agree. JC saying this pole battle is so close. Yep, you can definitely say that again.
A little over a tenth separates these two, and I don't think that's going to remain a tenth any much longer. As
no, it's not. And Cheeseheads is up 4 tenths, so he's flying at the moment. This should be good enough, but he invalidates
it. Oh.
So he'll have to give it one more run here. But he's already out of ERS, and he's opted to go into the pits. So I'm not sure exactly what the strategy is. Superman retires.
End point of Sector 2 and Sector 3 are so difficult when it comes to track limits.
And Superman has crashed out of the exit of that final chicane before Rascats. Let's go see if we can...
That's
Yeah.
terminal.
Yeah, that is terminal damage. You can see it from the vantage point of Bro Controller, who just passed him by. Tough break for Superman, because he hadn't set a time.
I believe that is his... Is this his... He's a reserve driver. I don't know if it's his debut race, though.
Superman? No. Superman is a full-time Tier 2 driver, I believe.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Well, that's embarrassing. I don't really keep track of Tier 2.
Yeah, I got you. A lot of people to track, yeah. And
I believe, yeah.
He still hasn't set a time.
Nope. Now P11, a decent time, but in the midfield, might not be what he wants.
No, but he still has time to put in another run with those tires.
You know, I could see somebody not sending a qualifying session, staying at the back, and just letting everybody else break the front wings and have to go into the pits. I mean, I could see that, considering how tricky it is just to maneuver through the midfield at Monaco.
Yeah, well, that's why some of the actual preferred tire strategies are these weird ones where you pit for the hards, like on lap 1. You just, you get yourself out of this chaotic mix with everybody. You get yourself into clear air. You get the pit stop out of the way, and when everyone is bumpering around each other, trying to pass each other, they're slowing each other down, so when they pit, you jump them. Let's see.
And Monkey Pill, while we were talking, sets a 111.7 for the pole time.
Jeez, I was on board with Bro Controller, so I missed that one. So, great job to Monkey Pill.
She says on an outlap, planning on perhaps writing his little response to both of those laps.
Yeah, so we have Cheeseheads, Nico John, a Mercedes, it looks like of Gowie. Oh, and Cheeseheads gets some damage. I don't think he's going to be able to set another lap here.
Nico John on a flyer with Oreos ahead on an outlap. This might be a tricky situation.
Oh, and Orioles. Oh, man. They've gotten in each other's way. What is Orioles doing on an outlap? Because he's not going to be able to get around in time.
He was... Yeah. I think he just
Why even go out?
That. I mean...
That doesn't even make sense. I guess he was trying to mad dash for the line. But now Nico John isn't going to be able to set a lap. He just doesn't have enough time, fortunately.
Definitely frustrated. Went slow around Orioles as if to say, really, dude?
Yeah.
Bit of a driver dispute after the race. I could see that.
Yeah, Nico John's going to be heated.
And grumpy old Catman invalidates his flyer, so it looks like Gowie Logan also invalidates it.
So we still have Hot Boy. He's sitting in 17th at the moment. Let's see if he can improve here, because he's going to have the most ramped up track to set a time on.
The clouds are starting to roll in. Perhaps a wet race, but...
Yeah, we're going to have to stay tuned to the weather to see what's going to happen. So far, we haven't had any reports, so we don't know yet.
That would be a nasty surprise for these drivers, though. I don't think anybody wants a wet Monaco.
It's such a challenge.
Hot Boy, his rear a little bit squeamish, but
he does improve.
P15.
He does improve a few spots.
And I believe it is Monkey Pill on pole position.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I don't think anyone else is on a lap. No, that's going to be it.
With grumpy old Catman in P2, the rivals currently in the standings, with Monkey Pill only 13 points behind grumpy old Catman. Going to be an interesting fight to say the least on lap 1.
Well, do you remember early in the qualifying, and Monkey Pill set something like a 1:14 or something, and then we were just wondering, does he have the pace to fight with the front pack today? But really nice recovery from him, because now he's sitting on pole.
Yeah.
Really, really nice recovery. He didn't freak out. He must have been calm and collected, because you don't put in a lap like that otherwise. It's going to be really, really close.
Man, dude, this qualifying session was exciting. That's why you never say never, really. You can never really predict who's going to be on pole. Monkey Pill invalidating his first time, probably was very cautious around his second, and then just goes all out on his final run when it counts.
I'm a fiend saying Monaco goes zoom, zoom, crunch. That's true. Axis cheering on his boy Cheese, saying, let's go, you got this, Cheese. Axis cheering on his dude. Good luck to Cheese. Adri saying this is 50% done for Monkey. We'll see, Adri. I think I think we're going to see a lot of action. And Jacob saying my pick for the win is Joe. That's not a bad pick, Joe, Jacob, because yeah, Joe is Mr. Consistency.
Now, Monkey Pill, this start is going to weigh on him because he has 3 podiums so far in the season. However, he has yet to get his win. And it's really, I don't know if this is going to weigh on him as much, but personally, he's going to want to get that win out of the way. Definitely will be an accomplishment for him. And then you have Grumpy, who has a win on the season, 4 podiums, is leading. He's going to want to try to get ahead of Monkey Pill and the Sandoval. Jeff might tell him no heroics, but knowing Grumpy, it could be either way. He could decide to stay back and just wait for Monkey to make a mistake, and that is what makes Monaco so unpredictable. You know, we could be just waffling on about who we think could be the winner, but in reality, it might just be the guy in last place for all we know. Yeah, and as Jacob Boyd said in the chat, whoever keep it clean and focused will have a great shot. And Nico John currently 4th in the standings, a little bit behind 1 and 2, but he might be able to gain some ground on Nero, who is not competing in today's race. And Nico, I believe, was P5, going to be a bit heated about that qualifying session. We might see some debate after the race. Currently waiting for the drivers on the grid to select their strategies. Probably all going to be one stop. Hopefully. You know, it might be more than that, but...
I agree there. I think it should be pretty straightforward, soft to medium. Although I think some people will opt for the soft to hards, but I think the soft to medium is very, very much doable. If you are a Tier 1 driver or a Premier Tier driver, I know you're probably thinking the lobby is bugged, but no, actually what the guys are doing is they're waiting for Shep, the league admin, to give them the go-ahead. I know it's really weird to see.
A little bit of shade.
I know it's really weird to see this. We're not used to this, but yeah, Adri saying soft to medium is optimal. I would agree there, Adri. You can really stretch these tires. Not too much wear.
Jacob, Joe's biggest fan right now.
He really. I wonder how much Joe paid him today.
Send him a solid 20 on PayPal just to root for him.
No, but Joe really is a consistent guy. This is one of these races where I can easily see Joe getting on the podium by doing his thing, by not getting caught up in incidents, by protecting his, the nose of the car. We'll see in the race how it plays out, but that's what's exciting about Monaco. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and keeping on instance, that's easier said than done on this oversized go-kart circuit, because depending on if ghosting decides to work, if somebody ends up crashing into the wall, it might just be impossible considering how there's pretty much no room for 2 cars to go side by side on most of this circuit.
There really isn't. It's so narrow, and ever since the regulations changed in 2017, the cars actually got wider, which was supposed to help with the cornering and the performance, and it has, but at a cost, because now the cars are taking up a lot more of the track, and on tracks like Monaco, they were already narrow to begin with.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Like 10 years ago, you might see some side-by-side action with the slimmer cars.
Yeah, exactly. So let's do a quick grid rundown. So we also have Will Phoenix in the chat saying some interesting driving in that quali session. Yeah. Some people in the wall, some people on pole. It was interesting to say the least. So we have Monkey Bell P1. So he's in the Renault. Renault is leading the Constructors' Championship, as you see that predicted pit stop strategy. We expect most people to be soft, doing the soft to medium. Monkey Bill's the second in the championship, 103 points. Right behind him, we got Grumpy in the Ferrari, leading the championship with 116 points. Now Ferrari is down in the Constructors, so Grumpy will be pushing as hard as can be, but he'll be wanting Shep as well to do something in that other Ferrari. So we'll see what they can do. Who's in third? We got Cheeseheads. Cheeseheads is a newer full-time driver. He's in 10th in the championship at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. Then we got Orioles, who has taken the league by storm with most recently a win. So Orioles is really, really quick. We'll see what he can do in that racing point. Then we got Nico John. Nico John's 4th in the championship. He's actually tied on points with NJ Nero.
I don't believe Nero is participating in today's race, so
he'll jump
the
him,
result.
yeah. And Nico John's been really, really quick, so we'll see what he can do here. But he's bang on the pace here today, so it looks like he's got a really good feel for the car. Then we got Gowie, Egan, new reserve. Good to see new reserves in the mix in the Mercedes. We got Vapor in the McLaren. Feeman, Nico's teammate, just behind him in 8th. Daily Dose of Death put in a great qualifying performance. Doing a ton of work this week in practice, and it's been paying off, so good to see him there. Then we got Bro Controller, Rusty, Tall Paul, Tac Delta, Spark Plugs. They're disqualified at the moment, Hot Boy and TESD, but they're going to be there to start the race. Then we got Shep, Superman, and Joe. Let's see what happens. There's going to be a mad dash to turn 1. Let's hope everyone listened to Jeff about the no heroics thing, huh?
5 lights out and away we go. Monkey Pill off to a great start, but Grumpy
got a better start. Grumpy got a better start.
Outside.
Orioles got tapped from behind. And
and
there's
that
Mayhem.
is a huge incident at turn 1.
Mayhem at turn 1.
And already a virtual safety car.
Wow, I didn't even get a good shot of it.
Nico John going to be absolutely fuming right now.
And people are, what is going on? People are getting all kinds of penalties.
Just collision, collision, collision.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I was on board with Orioles, and you could see from his trajectory that someone tapped into the back of him. And he ended up going straight at that right-hander into the wall and had to reverse, and it was a mess.
We were just talking about how ghosting can either make or break your race, and for a lot of people, it's going to be broken front wings and just broken dreams at this point. The virtual safety car is gone. There is a huge gap between the top 3 and the rest of the grid, and a huge pack towards the back.
Well, the rest of the pack got backed up when they were trying to get up. They were having to get off the power to not get caught up in the mayhem.
Vapor currently in P4, and it looks like the person who took the most advantage was Sparkplug, gaining 9 positions.
And someone is in the wall. TESD is in the wall at the chicane, and Joe also.
Another pileup, and oh my god.
So that's
Jacob
in the Nobel.
Absolutely distraught.
Sorry, Jacob. Your dreams are being shattered at the moment. So let's go back up to the lead. Yeah, it looks like there was some kind of incident with the Renault and the Mercedes in the Nobel chicane. So I'm not sure. We didn't catch it, but something must have happened as they were exiting the tunnel and jockeying for position, unfortunately. So TSD, to add insult to injury, he picks up a time penalty speeding into the pit lane. Feeman has decided to call it a day. It's still so early in the race, anything could happen. Safety car could happen, but he decides to hang up the boots for the day.
For the Williams.
Yeah.
Predicted pit stop strategy by Amazon, a 1 stop all across the board, but that's a bit optimistic to say the least.
I think we can get a 1 stop across the board. I just think that the difference will be some will go into the hards, while the ones that are better on the tire management will go into the mediums.
Monkey Pill currently P2 and chasing Grumpy, keeping a consistent 8/10 gap between the two.
Yeah, but let's also go on board with Orioles, because Orioles is behind Shep. And he's going to try to make his way through the field. But he's got damage. Yeah, he's got a lot of damage.
Orioles tries setting up the inside of Shep, but they're side by side. There's contact with the wall.
I think that was an impatient move and an inexperience, unfortunately, there.
Yeah, Shep already had the line, and
there's almost no room for 2 cars there.
I think, as we had previously seen, Orioles was about a centimeter away from tagging Space Cowboy's bumper, and that was just...
It's unfortunate. I mean, it ultimately didn't cause any harm to Shep, but he ended up hurting himself even more. I mean, I don't know what to say there. It's a tough move because I understand his urgency to try to get back up to the front, but it's one of those things where it's so hard to do at Monaco. So meanwhile,
Red Bull spun around.
Really? Missed that one completely. Yeah, it looks like he has spun around after the hairpin there in Mirabeau.
Luckily, ghosting is on.
So these guys in the front are neck and neck because we got Monkey Pill just behind Grumpy still.
Miles ahead of the competition, and Cheesehead has a 5-second gap to the front too, taking it very cautiously. I think he may actually have some damage.
It must be because he was actually just behind. Yeah, so he's missing the front left end plate. Remember the first three were right together?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's falling back now.
Probably misjudged the braking zone.
It's likely that's what happened. I'm gonna go on board with Goey. This is a new reserve. He's currently in P6, and also Sparkplugs, by the way. Shout out to Sparkplugs because he's sitting right now in P5 at the moment. Really shows how important it is to get a clean start here.
9 position change. Damn, those incidents really paid off for Sparkplug.
Yeah,
so just zoom through the pack.
Dano is in the chat saying, let's go Cheese. Yes, good luck to your boy Cheese. Jesper's in the chat saying, go Nico. Let's go Nico. Vamos Nico. Nico's is going to have a tough race on his hands here to recover, but he's still in it. Anything can happen. I'm actually going to go on board with Bro Controller because he's just behind Orioles. And Orioles has got the wing damage, so he's really, really slow.
You have Daily Dose of Death, Orioles' teammate, starting to catch them as Orioles is holding up Bro Controller a bit. Bro Controller looking for a move!
Yeah.
Impatience, that...
I think he had the move if he would have done it a split second before he did, but he hesitated, and then by the time he hesitated and went forward, it was kind of too late. That's really, really unfortunate.
Personally, I don't think you can really overtake there. Like,
well, if there was a point where Orioles had gone wide a little bit on the exit of that fast left-hander that I think he could have squeezed by on the inside, but he hesitated for a second, and by the time he went for it, I think it was a touch too late. But these are the margins. They're so small. Let's go back to the fight for the lead. So we got Monkey Pill still chasing down Grumpy, so he's right there.
DRS, I believe, is it on or has been delayed because of the virtual safety car?
VSC? What do you know? The VSC's not on. No. So Adri's saying he shouldn't go for it there. Yes, but if someone compromises themselves with a really bad exit, then I think that's a situation where maybe you go for a move. If you can clear that car before you go into that left-hander, he could have done that if he didn't hesitate, I think. But that's the thing, is you're having to make these lightning-quick decisions, and sometimes, unfortunately, in the heat of the moment, you just make the wrong call, even if the intention isn't to crash.
I think he could have had it if he waited for the DRS straight, though, considering how close he was towards Orioles.
Yeah, and he would have had a much better exit out of that last corner anyway. But, of course, he knows that now, so I don't want to kick a man while he's down.
Yeah.
So the guys...
Grumpy already lapping 2 people, considering how chaotic he was at the back. It is not that surprising.
And who is that in front of... Yeah, Superman, he's lost the wing. So he's having a really tough time at the moment. He's trying to get out of the way.
She said still in P3, but the gap between him and P2 is increasing by the lap.
And
decides to stay out.
And Orioles, interestingly here, is still out. He's staying out. He's not changing that wing yet. It seems like he's going to try to do that whole first stint with a broken wing.
He's holding up his teammate, though.
He is holding up his teammate.
I don't think that's smart, personally. Like, I can understand losing an end plate and staying out, but he is missing his whole front wing. It might as well just scrap the first stint, go into hards.
Just go into the hards. And it looks like there is... Anyway. Oh, and TESD has pulled a Rosberg. He overshot the entry there into Mirabeau.
We didn't really get to see it.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Doing a bit of an Austin Powers impression there.
Yeah, he's doing his best. Man, that's so tough. It's so easy to do because if you break even a hair too late, you're going to end up, too far into that alley. So now, here's the thing. Now that they've gotten through the traffic, Monkey Pill's fallen to 2 seconds back of Grumpy.
Oh, Daily Dose and Orioles side by side. And Daily Dose, again, just losing time. He's trying to get past his teammate, but Orioles, now the widest car in the circuit, it seems.
Yeah, I think he's doing a little bit too much here he's holding up his teammate way too much.
His teammate, has lost a front plate. I don't know if that was from the contact, and they're going side by side. Daily Dose about had enough of this.
Yeah, I think that's personally not a good move from Orioles, but I'm sure they'll talk after the race about it.
Definitely.
He's got a broken wing, so he's just holding up his teammate.
Oh, Renault spun around in a Red Bull going slowly through the last. Was that TSD? I think he's DNF'd, and we have our first safety car of the race. Hopefully the last. Now, I'm wondering what strategy changes. I could see somebody going in on the safety car, going to hards for the rest of the race. But...
Yeah, so this is where Orioles, his strategy is coming to him, because this is what he was hoping for, right?
But at what cost? Because Daly is still behind him, and
Orioles did not come into pit.
That is questionable. I don't know if Orioles decided, you know what, to make up for it, I'm going to let you have the first pit stop, or if Orioles really is trying to stay out as long as possible, but who knows, really?
It could be he was trying to give that courtesy to his teammate, but I don't see what the harm would be in a double stack right now. Everyone's going slow anyways. And Grumpy gets a penalty. Oh, man. So that's really, really tough.
Gonna have to drive just absolute pedal to the metal for the rest of the race. 5 seconds is difficult enough considering the skill level between these two.
And Daily Dose of Death, he's going for the medium tires. So I don't know if those medium tires can do 30 laps. Rusty picking up a time penalty for crossing the line on the exit. So let's see.
Cheesehead finally pitting in for a new front wing and tires. I believe he will be able to keep his podium position. It might be close between him and Tall Paul, but just as he exits, we see Tall Paul and a Red Bull go past. I believe that Red Bull, however, is not on the same lap.
So Tall Paul, again, is another one of these guys who stayed out. So he doesn't have a teammate. Yeah, he doesn't have a teammate that he'd be blocking, so I'm not sure what's happening there. And who is that in that Red Bull behind him?
I believe that might be Hot Bull. No, that's not.
That's Superman. Yeah.
Just the weirdness of a safety car, considering.
I'm just wondering why he's so close to Tall Paul.
Space Cowboy, aka Shep, 12 positions gained, and I believe, did he pit during the safety car? Or did he pit earlier?
I think he pit on lap 1. In the mayhem, but his tires can make it to the end.
Space Cowboy now in P5, considering he was P17 on the grid. Probably the biggest winner when it comes to the safety car, and trying to catch up to the rest of the guys.
Well, him and Orioles, but if Orioles were going to take advantage of the safety car, and it looks like Orioles has taken advantage of the safety car, so he did fall back, but he is in 11th at the moment. But he's going to be another one that's going to try to stretch those tires for about 30 laps or so. I don't know if those mediums will do 30 laps or so. I know they can do around 25, 26, 27, but this is really pushing it. And now Superman.
Oh.
And who hit who? Was it Cheeseheads hitting Superman?
I didn't really see it. I believe Cheeseheads maybe be a bit impatient, or Superman just braked a bit earlier. That is really for the instance to decide. He's serving his 5 seconds now. Superman was a lap down on Cheeseheads, though. But they were still... I don't know. Bit of a confusing instant, to say the least.
So what's our order? So we got Grumpy in P1, Monkey Pill P2, Tall Paul P3. Now Tall Paul is going to have to pit again. Then we got Shep in P4. I think this is Vapor in P5. Sparkplugs in P6. Gowie in P7. Tack P8. Cheeseheads P9. Hot Boy P10. Oreos 11. Daily Dose 12th, Pro Controller 13th, Nico John 14th, and Nico John I believe started in 5th, so this is really, really tough for him. I don't think he's going to be able to take these tires to the end though, so we'll see what strategy he outscore here in the coming laps. Rusty's down in 15th. Joe is up a few spots into 16th, and Superman 17th.
Tal Paul has one podium to his name so far. I probably want to extend that a little bit more.
So Steinmine, Adri, and Will saying that the 30 laps are possible, but really tough. Steinmine saying that you can only do it if you're good on tires.
Grumpy looking good for the win.
Yeah, I think I agree there.
I mean, that penalty is still going to be weighing on him, though.
5-second penalty?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
If Monkey can keep it clean, and I don't think he has to pit, so he doesn't have to worry about the 5 seconds for speeding, he just has to respect the track limits, and if he can keep it within 5 seconds, which is totally doable considering his pace, he might be set. I don't want to jinx it, I don't want to give him the commentator's curse, but he's looking really good to say the least.
Or is this where, Monkey Pill... But is Grumpy going to pull out the gap? Which is possible, because he had pulled out a 2-second gap before. And 2 seconds plus a 3-second time penalty from like Monkey Pill, if he just gets sloppy for even a split second, that could easily be those 5 seconds that he needs.
Yeah.
Or, again, like you're saying, or is Monkey Pill going to be able to stay with him and have the race of his life and be able to hold on to within a few seconds behind and take the lead back from him as he crosses the line? So we're going to see.
Shep, I believe in a net P3. Tall Paul, did he pit? Well, actually, Shep is going to be hoping that Tall Paul can't really manage those tires that well, because if he can't, Shep is in a net P3.
It's impossible, because Tall Paul's tires are 10 laps old. That means that he pit for those tires on... Or no, he started on those tires. There's no way Tall Paul can take those to the end. Pass that long, and he has to get onto another tire.
Ferrari looking really good, and they might actually go past Renault in the constructor standings. Since Monkey Pill is the only one currently representing and TSD is out of the race, so... Oh, was that a bit of contact, or was that some glitch in the game? I was on board with Shep, and all of a sudden he just started... Ooh, I think that was a chain reaction of collisions. I just see a bunch of 5 seconds dealt out. Why did they choose that camera angle? Because all of a sudden I'm on board with Shep. Vapor ignoring the yellow flag, and it's green again. Monkey Pill within 3/10, but I think he's just going to stay behind, and Tall Paul still has yet to pit, trying to extend his first stint as far as possible. Shep, I believe, got hit from the behind. Vapor with the 5 seconds, which leaves Sparkplug in a net P5.
So Vapor, he got a speeding under the yellow, or not obeying yellow flags. I think he passed him before the start-finish line. Did
you see if anyone collided with another person?
No, all of a sudden... I heard it. I heard it, but I didn't see it. It looked like Tac, Delta, and Cheeseheads were the ones that made contact ultimately from it as the cars... I forget exactly the effect, but as the cars start getting really close to each other, the Constantino effect.
Yeah, we saw at least 4 people getting 5 seconds, and Gowie Egan looking to send it on the inside, backs out, seeing as Sparkplug went a little bit offline.
Oh, and then he puts the power down too hard, and...
Please tell me he's ghosted. Yes, he is.
He's
Thank
ghosted.
God.
But man, that's a tough break for him.
Mercedes. Ooh. Not doing well, but...
There's so much action, like I almost don't know who to cover. But I'm on board with, we're watching Monkey Pill. He's 6/10 behind Grumpy.
I think he's just going to set it a bit on cruise control at this point. Doesn't have to pass Grumpy. Two people went into the pits. I believe that was Superman and Gowie Egan.
That was a tough moment for Gowie, huh?
Yeah, it was.
He was looking feisty in the race. And he just put that power down just too aggressively.
Shep leading the front of a small pack that is kind of diverged from the midfield. Vapor behind, and then Sparkplug in a P6. In P6. Shep, Vapor going to the end. Sparkplug.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go on board with Vapor. As Broken Controller picks up a time penalty.
Multiple warnings, track limits without a doubt.
So DRS is enabled.
Now.
Yep.
I'm wondering if Vapor's going to try and move on Shep.
He will, no. But it's so tricky.
DRS is not enabled this lap. It's a bit weird with that. It looks like Cheesehead gets past his teammate Tac Delta. Alfa Romeo surprisingly doing really well at this point. Tac Delta gaining 5 positions, and while Cheeseheads may have lost out a tiny bit, they're still looking good for points.
Yeah, and Cheesehead's still got a lot of time to try to make up some positions, so we know he's quick. It's going to be a matter with Cheeseheads of if he can manage those tires, so that's going to be something that we'll monitor, because he's going to be flying right now compared to those hard tire runners, but for how long? So we're going to have to see.
And it looks like the rest of the pack have caught up to the trio that is Shep, Vapor, and Sparkplug.
Yeah, so we've got a really, really big pack of cars now. So now behind them we got Cheeseheads, Tac Delta, Hot Boy, Oreos, Nico John, Daily Dose of Death, all jockeying, fighting for positions. This is going to be really, really good battles here, I think, in the next coming laps.
Grumpy starting to get a bit more of a gap to Monkey, with about 1.5 seconds being the largest it was.
But Monkey is still thereabouts, so he's pushing hard, Monkey, and he responds with the fastest lap. So letting Grumpy know that I'm still here.
This is a foreboding pack in the midfield.
Yeah, this is going to be some great fights coming here.
And it looks like Sparkplug considering a move into Sound of Vote, but doesn't have the space needed. Backs out a little bit.
Or the position.
Patient with Vapor.
And Oriole's picking up a time penalty, so he's not helping his case there with his recovery drive. He'll have to keep it neater than that. This pack of cars is just crazy. There's so much action happening. As Orioles makes the move down the inside, and he gets the job done. Yeah, he gets the job done on Hop, so heads up driving to both these guys. Hop trying to respond, but I don't think he's going to be able to catch him now. So nice move from Orioles. Really clean driving from those guys.
Looks like Shep and Vapor starting to get a bit more of a gap to the guys behind, but just as I say that, they start to close it going into Sector 3. This is intimidating, just looking at the long line of cars just waiting for their opportunity.
It's crazy, right? Yeah. Makes me anxious for our race tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like
somebody's front end plate comes off.
Orioles has tapped the back of Tac, and now he's missing a piece of that end plate again. The right front, yeah. And Broken Troller. He crashed on the exit of the pits. Oh, and Cheeseheads crashed with, who was that, with Sparkplugs?
And I believe somebody else ended up colliding with somebody else because they probably didn't see the ghost.
Orioles, it was Orioles. He collided with them. And Broken Controller is out. Just based on where his car was, the game has disqualified him.
Disqualified, that's going to be tough.
That's a real tough break for Broken.
Cheesehead hits the back of Sparkplug, but that, getting a bit impatient there. Cheesehead missing a front end plate, or a little bit more. I didn't really get a good look at his front wing at this point.
So how does Nico John play this from here? Because he's made up a couple of positions there, just from the guys getting into contact with each other. But he still needs to pit.
Yeah. I think he's going to stay out as long as he possibly can. Maybe hope for a safety car at this point, which is a possibility considering how close some of these guys are to each other.
It's definitely possible. For the moment, I'm going to go back on board with Monkey Pill because he's really getting close to Grumpy.
Monkey just has to play this cautiously, though. Now, this is going to be a really tense battle. We're only a little bit over halfway through the race, and we still have about 12 laps to go. No. 22.
Yeah,
laps
we still got 22 after this lap finishes. So 22 and some change. Shep picking up a time penalty, so that's tough for Shep, but I think some of the guys around him have a penalty as well.
Yeah, Vapor, I believe 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. They're down a second, they're trying to do first grade math.
So who's the closest battle on track at the moment?
Closest battle, I'd say probably Hot Boys and Daily Dust of Death, maybe Vapor and Shep.
Let's go on board with Vapor.
Vapor's going to get DRS, but I think Shep pulled out a bit more of a gap towards the end of Sector 3.
Shep
closing it.
Yeah, Shep has been getting some good exits, so
I think Shep may have tapped the wall a bit there on his on the side of his wheels.
Oh, I think he did. I think he picked up damage, actually. He
Vapor
did.
is hitting the wall as well.
So Shep does have wing damage.
This is going to be good news for Vapor.
Oh, and
Vapor,
they're fighting for the position,
side by side.
but no, Shep
Vapor
gets a good
backs
enough.
out.
Yeah, Shep gets a good enough exit there. But now, what does Shep do? Because now he's got damage and he's just be going slower. Does he pit? I think he should pit for the mediums, but it's so hard to give up track position here after fighting your way to the front.
I mean, it's only a front end plate. I mean, if he was missing that half of his wing, I can understand pitting, but right now, I guess the color that he's going to be shown is a bit of a yellow.
I think so, yeah.
Which is doable, especially on Monaco. Vapor! Oh, okay.
I think I was a little bit of lag. I thought he was gonna have terminal damage there. To be, I'm not gonna lie.
I thought we were about to see the crash of a lifetime at Monaco.
Yeah.
He went airborne there.
And then the car teleported back. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Vapor. I think his connection is just a little laggy at the moment.
Might have ended up in the Mediterranean there.
Yeah, he might have. So what is developing as we speak?
Oh, Nico John trying to get past Tac Delta.
And he's being patient.
Almost side by side,
yeah.
Taps his rear, but nothing too catastrophic from that.
A little tap. He's trying his damnedest to get by, but there's just not really any room.
He might be, if he can keep it this close, he might try at the exit of the tunnel, but that's always a risky move considering the dynamics of that chicane.
But you do have to go for it, so we'll see. I'm going to stay on board with Nico John to see what kind of exit he gets here.
Harris has shown that you can definitely make that move work. Within 3/10 of this point, it is staying back.
And it's just not quite enough because Tac is getting a good enough exit.
Orioles,
but now he's making the move. He's making the move. And he's passed.
A little bit of tap there. I don't think Tac Delta was really ready for that. And Nico now into P7.
So great move from Nico John. So that's an excellent display of how to make a move here. A lot of the times you just have to wait for the other guy to make a mistake, and as soon as they do, you got to pounce. So that was the move that I thought Bro Controller was going to be able to make on the other person. Forget exactly who it was, but the issue with Bro Controller is I think he hesitated for a split second, and then by then it was too late. So great move from Nico John.
Nico behind Orioles. A bit of history between these two, especially in the qualifying session. And Orioles
got wing damage. Both of his end plates are gone. So you would hope that Nico John sees that and can play this correctly so he doesn't slam into the back of Orioles.
Orioles, as we've seen before, not willing to give up the position even with wing damage. And how old are those mediums?
His mediums are 11 laps old, so he pit on about lap 9, 10 during the safety car, I believe, and he's going to try to take him to the end.
I think he's staying up, but Nico, with tires 4 laps older than that, he's probably going to start feeling the tire wear at about lap 25.
I guess technically Nico John can make it to the end on these tires, but it's going to be so difficult. Yeah, that would be the drive of a lifetime from Nico John if he could stretch these tires and make it to the end.
He also has a penalty, so he has to worry about Tac Delta behind, who has kept it clean throughout this race.
And this must be so frustrating for Nico John because he knows he can go so much faster, but he's being held up by the car ahead.
It's similar to qualifying, I'd say. And it looks like Tall Paul has finally pit for new tires, and Shep aka Space Cowboy, goes into P3, looking very good for Ferrari as of now.
Yeah, but for how much longer? Because he's got guys like Vapor behind him. Now Orioles is behind, but I don't think Orioles will catch up with his wing damage. Nico John.
Up the inside
Yeah,
of Orioles.
Nico John with a great move. I missed that one, but great move from Nico John. That was a smart move. So he knows that Orioles has no wing. So he knows that Orioles is going to push wide. The car's going to understeer.
And this might be advantageous towards Nico because Orioles might hold up tack delta as Orioles tapped into the wall.
Yeah, this is going to be good for Nico John because Nico John is going to at some point have to kind of hold back on the pace to save these tires. And he'll have Orioles right behind him again, who's going to defend for his life and hold everybody else up behind him. But what does Nico John do here? Does he pick up the pace and pit? Does he hold back a little bit on the pace and save the tire? It's going to be interesting to see what he does.
I don't know necessarily if he would consider pitting at this point. I mean, of course, anything can happen. If there's a safety car, he's definitely going to come in. But
right.
At this point, I feel like if you pit, you might lose out more than you would gain.
Yes, with the track position, I agree there. It's a really tough call to make.
It's now gotten closer to Vapor, who has an extra 3 seconds of time penalties compared to Nico's. Yell flagging Sector 1, and it is a safety car!
Wow, Orioles is out. Okay, so everyone had already passed the pit entrance, so no one was able to, like, have that optimum positioning to take advantage of the safety car.
This is going to be interesting for Monkey Pill and Grumpy. They do have the tires to stay out, but will they opt for perhaps mediums or even softs? Are pretty much doable.
I think at this point you could probably do softs if you have a new set of softs.
They're both heading in. Yeah, this is going to start a chain reaction. Shep, they're not going to have to worry about double stacking with a 42-second gap. Nico is going to gain the most out of this.
I think so. Nico's going to be able to get a new set of tires on, and this is, yeah. If Nico was not religious and spiritual before, he definitely is today, because he was asking for anything, and he got it, playing very nicely into Nico John's hands. So Monkey Pill and Grumpy opt for the mediums, and Monkey Pill jumped Grumpy in the pits, Grumpy with that 5-second penalty. And Nico John is not pitting.
Interesting strategy.
Wow. I mean, he's going to take these tires to the end.
I mean, it might be a bit more possible considering how he can start conserving a lot more under the safety car. And it's probably going to last about 3 more laps, so he might be going for that. But this might have been... It's definitely going to be a risky call, but this might not have been the right call. As he's behind Vapor, who also stays out in the hard compound. Definitely could be interesting. We see some people who are already on hard stay out, Hot Boy and Tack Delta, gaining a lot of positions with this. Monkey Pill, since Grumpy served his 5 seconds, he is going to be holding onto that position. The whole situation has sort of flipped onto its head at this point. Daily Dust of Death gains some more positions. Orioles out of the race. Superman, a huge gap. I think he may have been involved in a couple incidents there. Cheeseheads loses out, though, and is 10 seconds back. I believe some people may have unwillingly served their 5 seconds that were optional. But I believe there was enough people in the grid that had those from multiple collisions during the safety car that it didn't really matter. Tall Paul, currently P9, was previously P3. It's going to be an interesting race. Where is Shep? P10, he did pit, and I believe... Hopefully, Terrible set the broadcast. Oh, he's on mediums. Nobody went on to softs, which is interesting to say the least. I think softs could have definitely been done. But then again, it really is up to the driver when it comes to how they can preserve their tires, because these softs... I don't know. Nico John on 19-lap old mediums. Ooh, this is definitely going to be a tricky ask for him, as he has the people on the hard tires behind him who are going to have the grip advantage when it comes to the dying laps of the race.
Man, I really wonder what Nico John can do with these tires. This is almost like one of those, they don't have this in the game anymore, but those types of scenarios that you can do, that they've had from time to time, where, you know, you're thrown into fourth place with really old tires, and the challenge is to see if you can hold on to those positions all the way up until the end. And this is going to be, this could be a masterclass of strategy here from Nico John, considering what happened on lap 1.
Yeah, and he still has less time penalties, I believe, than Vapor, so he is currently in a net P3. No, actually, Tac Delta behind is in a net P3. He's kept it clean throughout this entire race.
Now, it's gonna depend on whether Tac Delta can keep up with the pace of the front runners, though. So yeah, we'll see. It could be in 15 laps that Monkey Pill, Grumpy, Vapor, and Nico John can pull away from them, but take nothing away from Tac, because like you've mentioned, you're right. He's done really well to keep his nose clean. I think that was the strategy going into the race as well. A lot of people are going to be pushing, and we've seen the result of what happens when pushing a little too hard here, whereas Tac has just kept it consistent. He's not necessarily setting the fastest lap or anything like that, but he finds himself in P5. So Rob is in the house. He's saying only 5 DNFs. Yes, only 5 so far. And one wasn't even a DNF. One technically was one car going off, and the game disqualifying him. Yeah.
Tac Delta has kept it consistent throughout the season, consistently finishing in the top 10 except for Australia, where he finished a P11, and has yet to have a podium, and he is the highest person up in the standings in P7 on the driver standings that has yet to get a podium. So will Tac Delta fulfill that bucket list sort of option?
But the thing is, Bro Controller is out, and he's not going to be scoring much of any points today. TESD also out, not going to be scoring very many points today. So with this finish here today, if he can keep it together, Tac Delta, he can jump up to potentially 5th in the championship standings. So that's tremendous, and it shows that how valuable the consistency is.
Definitely. And I believe Alpha, looking at where they are currently, if they can just if Gowie Egan falls back a little bit, they can hop over Mercedes in the standings. I believe Nico John might keep Williams ahead, but it might be a close battle in the constructors for that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be getting more interesting because, Renault lost the car. Nico John is doing really good to get that Williams up in the constructors. The guys are, fighting for the positions. Racing Point has lost the car today, so now it's only Daily Dose of Death scoring them some considerable points. Same thing with Red Bull because Superman disconnected, so he's not even in the race. So what can Hot Boy do?
Coming in. Monkey Pill dictating the pace here, hoping to have a good start, but with Grumpy behind, it's going to be an interesting battle for first.
Yeah, so Monkey Pill backing off, letting that safety car get in there. Cheesehead's picking up a time penalty. So, didn't see that one, but the guys should know better. Just stay a little bit further back to avoid contact. And Monkey Pill gets a great jump.
Green flag.
Yeah, so we're back to green flag racing. So Nico John already applying some pressure to Vapor.
Yeah, while we do have a tremendous battle for P1, don't discount the battle for the final podium position, as Vapor is going to try to keep it ahead.
I think that's going to be the one to watch. Vapor on extremely old tires. Nico John also on extremely old tires. Nico John is going to be putting in a stint of about 34 laps. And Tac Delta picking up a time penalty.
He's not going to want that. So now he has to gain track position on Nico, which is easier said than done around this circuit.
It's going to be tough.
Monkey Pill at times getting a 1 second gap to Grumpy. They're both going to want to keep it clean. Any time penalty could just really determine who gets first.
Yeah, so even if Grumpy lost the position in the pits, I think it's worked out for him. That way he doesn't have to worry about that 5 second time penalty.
Yeah.
Vapor in the chat saying Portuguese, such bad luck. Yeah, but at the same time, he's the one that caused the contact, it seems. Of course, I'd need to see a clip of it. But he was behind the car ahead and ended up, they were making contact. So it looks like Cheeseheads has gotten past Joe. So that's Cheeseheads up into 12th. And Nico John is still right there with Vapor. Yeah, let's
in
go
the
on board
interesting
with...
battle for P9.
Yeah, I'm on board with Tall Paul now.
Is Tall Paul bling damage?
He did hit the wall just now, so I'm not sure.
He does. He's missing both end plates.
Oh boy. So the attack not working out there for Tall Paul.
Those three kind of parked it there as Tall Paul trepidly going around.
He has no
Monaco.
downforce, yeah, so the car is not really wanting to turn.
At this point, it's feeling less like an F1 car and more like a touring car when it comes to its handling.
Oh yeah, Vapor, I understand. Vapor saying, oh, he definitely could be at fault. I'm not trying to trash on the guy either. Without pulling a clip, it's hard to say, but it is unfortunate.
Should
Monkey
Vapor
Pill,
be texting while driving?
that's not Vapor, I think it's a different Vapor.
Oh, well, that's even more confusing.
Will Ant saying spark plugs, let's go get him. Let's go on board with spark plugs. Tall Paul goes into the pits, so that spark plugs up into 10th.
And it looks like Cheesehead hits the wall and loses part of his front wing.
So he's pushing really, really hard now.
You have Joe behind, who has just kept it consistent throughout this race apart from the lap 1 incident. Maybe a top 10 finish for him considering how the rest of the grid plays out.
Yeah, so Shep does have the car repaired, so he's now back to full performance. But now he's stuck behind Gawi, who's on really old hard tires. But this is a good spot for Shep because Shep could make up some positions here if he plays this right. Because not only does he have Gawi in front on the older hard tires, but he's got Daily Dose ahead of them on even older medium tires. So this could easily turn into a P7 for Shep if he keeps it consistent and just stays with these guys. At some point he'll have an opportunity to make a pass.
Monkey has a 2-second gap to Grumpy, definitely driving a lot better on the mediums, and it looks like we have a yellow flag to second team. That spark. The curse of the audience.
Yeah, the commentator's curse, unfortunately. He had a moment in the Nobel chicane, didn't exactly catch it, but it looks like he spun around. Maybe he tapped the wall with that rear end and it looped him around. Didn't exactly see. And he does have damage, so he's got damage to that right front end plate. It looks like he's going to try to stick it out. He's got about 18 seconds to the car behind, so I guess he's hoping if he keeps pushing he can stay ahead of the car behind.
Now, it looks like Joe, who has just kind of had a quiet race so far, apart from lap 1, is looking really good for a top 10 finish. No penalties, and is catching up to Cheeseheads, who has a damaged front wing. So, yeah, this could really play out. And I believe it was Jacob who was his biggest fan in chat. Definitely going to be celebrating a little bit now.
Yeah, but this is that consistency showing here, because Joe started in, what place did he, I think he started in 20th.
Yeah, he did. Oh, 19th.
19th, right? I mean, basically in the last row of the grid, and just keeping it consistent, he finds himself in 11th. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in 10th either by penalties or by passing Cheeseheads at some point here, as Cheeseheads then taps the wall and loses the rest of the end plate. So I think Cheeseheads at this point is running without any end plates.
Nico John has gone past Vapor, who has wing damage. And I believe, yeah, Nico currently in P3. And it's starting to get a bit of a gap.
I missed that one, but let's see what Nico John can do, because he's really going to have to stretch these tires.
I believe he might be relatively safe as long as he can keep those tires in check, because Vapor with wing damage and the penalties, losing time, and Tac Delta also with penalties, doesn't have wing damage, but is going to be held up by Vapor.
So what's the closest battle on track at the moment? It looks like Daily Dose and Gawi. Let's go on board Daily Dose and Gawi. Yeah, these guys are really fighting for position.
Daily Dose, with a roller coaster of a race so far, has had incredible highs, but also incredible lows.
But he's in a great spot. He's finding himself in 8th at the moment. Now, will his tires last until the end? I think they will, but it's not going to be easy.
Does have 8 seconds of penalties, though, so that's definitely going to be weighing in on him.
Yeah, that's tough. To be fair, I wasn't counting all the penalty time yet. Let's actually pull that up so that everyone watching the race can track that as well. So Nico John with 3 seconds, Vapor with 5 seconds, Tac Delta with 3, Hoppo with 3, Gawi with 3, Daily Dose with 8, unfortunately, Shep with 3, Cheeseheads with 8, Joe with no penalties, Sparkplugs with 3, Tall Paul with 5, and Superman is out of the race.
This guy's just having a leisurely drive around the track. God, Codemasters really needs to fix their lobbies for next year.
The issue is that by the time the game gets fixed, the new game comes out, and then that needs a whole ton of fixing. It takes like 6 months.
Daily Doe's getting a bit close to the rear end of Gowie, who had a bit of a brake lockup.
Yeah, I'm on board with them. A little bit of a tap.
Oh no!
A little bit of a tap.
the front end plate.
Yeah.
Fires up the rears. I don't really think that was Daly's fault.
No, well, he had to check up because the car ahead of him took that corner in a weird way, and then Shep had to check up, but he couldn't check up enough, and that's just an unfortunate racing incident.
Yeah. Shep now has a front wing without any end plates, so Cheesehead behind also has the same situation. Joe could take advantage of this.
Yeah, Joe could easily find himself in 9th if he picks up the pace here.
And perhaps if he gets into 9th, he's going to get P8 due to Daily Dose of Death. And oh no, Nico! Those tires biting back at lap 32, spins at the final corner.
And there's a safety car.
Okay. I don't think, at this point, I don't think it's worth hitting for softs, because by the time the safety car's over, you're going to have lost so many positions.
And a drive-through penalty for Grumpy for speeding under the safety car.
That is going to be... he could probably contest that, considering how maybe he had to avoid something, but...
No,
I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, when there's a safety car and a VSC out, you have the delta. And you either obey it or you don't. So I'm not sure what there is to contest there. It's very black and white that you either stay under the delta or you go over it. And it seems like he went over it.
Monkey Pill. This final third or so of the race is just all Monkey at this point. He had the second safety car, and now he has this one where he's just gonna cruise around. There's going to be about 2 or 3 laps left at the end of Green Flag Racing, and considering I believe Grumpy has a bit of a gap, going a bit slow now into the pits, serving his penalty.
So he must be going for the soft tires because you can't serve the drive-through under the safety car. So he's going for the soft tires. He's probably going to try to get the fastest lap if he is going to fall to the back. At least try to take the point away from somebody.
Nico heads in, has to repair that front wing of his and replace his tires, so it looks like his gamble did not pay off in the end. And was it his collision at the final corner that caused the safety car? Or was it something else on the track?
I think it was him, even though he was able to recuperate the car.
That just shows how street circuits, anything can really cause a safety car, considering how narrow these can be.
So he's back out there on soft tires. Where does he end up in terms of the positioning? I think he will end up in 8th. Yeah. And he will move up a spot, I think, because Grumpy's going to have to serve that drive-through. Man, this has been such a tough race. Domingo's in the chat. What's up, Domingo? Good to see you in the chat, dude.
Vapor with Grumpy's drive-through, Vapor might be set for at least a podium at this point. Tack with only 3 seconds, I believe, unless something has changed. Yeah, only 3 seconds, so we could possibly see Tack score the final podium position. Once Joe, once everything packs up, Joe actually might get a podium considering how many people have penalties, and he is one of only 2 drivers out that don't have a time or drive-through penalty.
Yeah, so Twitter is going crazy right now. I don't know if you're looking at what's trending on Twitter right now, but Joe G for podium is trending on Twitter. The world's going nuts. I mean, everyone wants to see Joe on the podium. But no,
all wars have stopped. Everyone's watching Joe at this point.
Exactly. No, but jokes aside, the consistency, especially with the late race, a safety car bringing the whole pack together, is something that helps Joe tremendously. Because normally the guys would be 10, 15 seconds up the road, but now they're right ahead of him, and if he can stay with them up until the end, he's going to move up a ton of positions.
Will, my British chap, thank you for the correction. He will get disqualified. He doesn't serve it, so it's more of a hands tied behind his back at this point.
There's
Grumpy,
not much you can do.
This is going to be an absolute disaster for Grumpy in the championship, and we could see Monkey Pill take back, I believe, P1 at this point.
Yeah, because it looks like Monkey Pill is going to score way more points than Grumpy today. So he's 15 points back, or rather 13 points back. So he needs to score 13 or more points to get up to first place with them in the championship standings, which I think he's going to be able to do. I think we're going to have to see, but I think he's going to be able to do that.
And considering how close the pack is, by the time green flag racing is going to happen when Grumpy has to serve his penalty, he's going to lose so many positions.
Yeah, he is. I think he's going to go to the back of the pack to be honest here. But interestingly here for Monkey Pill, best finish of the year so far, Bahrain, third, Vietnam, third, Spain, third. He's been there or thereabouts for the win, but he hasn't been able to make it happen. Is he going to be able to make it happen here?
He is Mr. Speed Inconsistency so far on the calendar. He has finished in the top 5 every single race.
Every single race.
You know who this reminds me of?
Who?
Steinzap, our current Premier driver, also in the Renault and also super consistent when it comes to top 5 finishes. And, you know, if Monkey can keep this up, he's definitely within a huge shot of the title.
So not only are you not tracking Tier 2, because you didn't know who Superman was, but you must not be tracking Premier either, because Steinzap did retire.
I'm talking about last season. I should have...
Oh. Yeah, but Steinzap is another really consistent driver.
Domingos, I'm going to pull off a heroic comeback drive, Monaco. I don't think so.
I mean,
that's definitely...
I mean, that's Monaco for you. That was a hell of a drive too, huh? That was a hell of a recovery. I mean, to be fair, it still is, but he was vying for a podium position.
Nico John is just unlucky because, correct me if I'm wrong, he also had a very bad start in Vietnam when he put it on pole.
Yeah, he got dove down the inside by Nero. I don't think it was Nero trying to wreck him or anything, but he completely missed his braking point and caused mayhem at turn 1 at Vietnam. So
now Nico had a great recovery then, going from last on the grid to P5 in Vietnam, so
that was a great drive.
You might see that again.
Yeah, that was a great drive.
Safety car in this lap, you're going to have approximately 4 laps or so of green flag racing, so...
4 laps of a shootout, green flag racing. So can Vapor attack Monkey?
Nico John with another 5 seconds with Joe. Ooh. And I believe Joe also gets a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, so that can be reviewed after the race since they don't have to serve it here in the pit stops, but still a tough break.
So yeah, definitely going to be a bit of a discussion with the stewards towards the end with how many penalties have been served. And I believe it was, again, just, what did you call it? Something effects?
The Constantina effect. And I'm not sure what happened with Vapor, but he's very slow. He got passed by Grumpy immediately.
Oh, he's suffering a bit. His front wing is a bit torn up at this point. I believe he's missing a front end blade.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So Tac Delta could find himself on the podium.
He definitely could. And Joe in the background, I don't think Joe has any severe damage. No, he doesn't. And Nico John sends it up the inside. Joe and his teammate!
Oh, and Joe kind of squeezing him there, but his guy was trying to put in his car into close space that was always closing.
I think that was just miscommunication between the two. Joe letting Nico through, and Gali thinking he could sense an opportunity there, sends it up the inside, which, as I said before, the door was about halfway closed at that point. I don't think any real severe damage to Joe, and Goey almost loses into the rear.
Yeah, he tried to make a move. So let's go on board with the battle up front because we've got Tag, Space Cowboy, Shep, Nico John. Oh, and Nico John!
Another safety car? And I believe that will be the end of the race with Nico John causing another safety car.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it does look like it was triggered by Nico John getting sideways there, huh?
Yeah,
So this is... So what can Grumpy do? Because now he can't even serve that drive-through.
He can't. I don't know if they're going to disqualify him.
I'm not sure how this works.
Codemasters, I know you're not listening, but please fix your game. Like,
for the love of God.
I didn't get to see Nico, but Nico, of course, is still moving. He's not stopped in the middle of the track, so I don't know why you put a safety car. Virtual safety car, I can understand. You know, a bit of a blockage of the track, but for Christ's sake.
So there will be, the safety car will be in this lap. It will have 2, yes, I believe so, according to Bacon.
What was the point of a safety car if we're just gonna have one lap of safety car racing?
I don't know. I think it's with this circuit, any little obstruction in the track will cause potentially a safety car, just because the game is thinking that it's trying to avoid big collisions. We'll see. So we'll see here. We'll monitor the race control to see if the safety car does indeed go in, like Bacon saying that it goes in. Your buddy, your teammate.
Yeah, my teammate. Hopefully he is right.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how British are you now that you're Bacon's teammate?
I'm a solid 6. I'll occasionally, get a bit of an accent here and there.
So you're doing the T, but not quite the crumpets yet?
Yeah, I'm doing the T. I've yet to find crumpets. Aren't they like biscuits? Like biscuit cookies that they dump into tea?
I don't know. I think so. But, I mean, those guys, they put beans on toast, so you can't really trust anything they do. You know what I mean?
I heard a joke. You know why British people don't pronounce the T in British?
Why?
Because they took all of it. That was really bad. I'm sorry if I offended Will and Bacon, but...
It's fine, it's fine. Okay,
British?
so...
Oh!
And Vapor's wing is flying off.
Somebody's front wing bouncing on
That's
to...
Vapor's. And he's he's bouncing around. He's ghosted. Does Tack take advantage? He does not.
I think Tack is just, considering how ghosting has kind of worked with the league's past couple of races, he doesn't want to risk perhaps running into Vapor at this point.
Right. So Grumpy's still out there and haven't served the drive-through quite just yet.
I believe there's some contact around, Mirabeau.
It looks like Joe has lost out a position or two there.
That is unfortunate. I believe, again, the Constantina effect just at work. Nico John with 21 seconds of penalties, so is Gowie. I'm surprised they weren't disqualified with this much penalties.
And it looks like it looks like Will. Oh, and there's some contact with Cheeseheads and Gowie.
What is going on?
Cheeseheads misjudged the breaking point there.
Vapor out of the race.
And Vapor is out of the race. This is madness.
And I believe Grumpy heading to the pits. He has to serve the penalty or else he's going to get disqualified.
So now we've got Tack in second, Space Cowboy in third. What's going to happen here?
I think he might just let Grumpy by. Oh no, Grumpy
no, because he's way back. No, he's way back. No, at this point it's every man for himself. It's the last lap.
I can't even process with the penalties and stuff who's going to be on the podium and who's not. We know Monkey. He has around 12 and a half seconds to Tack Delta. So at this point, he just has to, go on a leisurely, celebration lap.
Yeah, Monkey, he should most likely just keep it nice and chill on this last lap and bring it home. But this battle, though, for second and third is, wow, it's one to watch. It's Shep with wing damage. I think Tack's wing is intact.
Oh god, I think I pissed off Will and Bacon. I might get shanked after this race.
Yeah, they're gonna file an incident report against you for racism.
Crumpets equals S tier, educate you too. Oh god. And as Monkey rounds the final corner, down the pit straight, he takes home his first win. Great
job to Monkey Pill. Great drive today. Really consistent, kept his head down, plugging away with the clean laps. Well done. Tack. He's coming around Raskas, and he's going to pick up, it looks like, second place.
Back in 11 seconds. Grumpy spun around, Raskas. I think that may have been contact.
And what was a good recovery, now he's falling way back.
So it looks like, as we currently see it, Monkey, Tack, and Sparkplug.
Sparkplug's making it to the podium.
Incredible drive. That is...
Wow.
Tack and Sparkplug both gained 11 positions to get a podium.
I feel like I missed all the action. There was so much action happening every moment.
And I think Bacon might have jinxed Grumpy there in the chat. And Will. The curse of the British, I would say. Congratulations, Space Cowboy, you've been voted as driver of the day by some random algorithm that Codemasters put in the game. And of course, we're probably going to see Brundle, I believe 50% chance Brundle is going to perhaps contest that driver of the day, but Anyway, congratulations to our podium sitters. A hell of a race. Oh, Will thinks that the Ferrari teammates may have had some bit of contact. That is definitely a possibility, but we have yet to see. Wow, is this a night? This is an odd podium. This is like Season 8 of Career Mode. You have Renault, Alfa Romeo, and Haas. Monkey Pill, hopefully he recorded, his gameplay, because I would like to see that celebration of his first win. Wow, that was wow. So Grumpy still is P4, considering how the penalties were given out. Nico John is left.
Yeah,
Definitely
so he's frustrated. Man, that was crazy.
So Grumpy, I mean, wow. So he's in P4, barely missed out on the podium. Shep in P5, so really good finish for Ferrari. I believe that does mean that they will go ahead of Renault in the standings.
That was madness.
I didn't even... See, this is the thing about Monaco. You don't know where to place your camera. Because you'll be focusing on the front one time, then all of a sudden a fight for P7 is just going to happen.
Well, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Will saying we missed it, and that's what I was afraid of the whole race, that I was missing the action. And unfortunately, I did miss a lot of the action, so I did my best, guys. But yeah, Will saying that it looks like Shep and Grumpy had contact. So that's still to be confirmed. But I would imagine that they are definitely going to have a talk about what happened, because, yeah, Binotto must be furious that it's cost Ferrari positions.
Yeah. I mean, man, that was a hell of a race. Grumpy, with a solid weekend, I think those safety cars just really killed his momentum, because the only time he got penalties was under a safety car.
Yeah, that was crazy. Well, I can barely keep track of what was happening. Man, I don't know whether to be excited or afraid for the race tomorrow, but
I think a solid bit of both. Like
a little bit of both, to be honest.
Yeesh.
So, anyway, everyone, thank you for joining us. So that's been the Monaco Grand Prix here, Performance Racing League Tier 2 Season 2. I've been joined by Haytite. So, Haytite, thank you for joining me.
See y'all. If I go missing after this race,
you're on the shit list. Thank you, everyone. Everyone pray for Haytite, and yeah, have a good day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Take care.